This time on the Gadget Show Winter Special.
Jason and Otis head for Switzerland in search of snow for a high-altitude, teeth-chattering winter challenge.
We go head-to-head in a breakneck hell-for-leather downhill race on the Saas-Fee Glacier, testing the most awesome winter tech around.
John and I show you the top 5 multiplayer console games to keep the whole family happy at Christmas.
And Otis gets a glimpse of our gadget future as he visits one of the world's most advanced automated homes.
To the Gadget Show Winter Special, and look, it's actually snowing in the studio.
I think we should come clean, Suze. It's fake snow. And this is an ordinary desk fan, but hey, we had you fooled, didn't we? Anyway, in today's Winter Special, we have spared no expense. We've got 3 trees, we've got the whole tinsel thing, we've got the baubles. I love the baubles.
Oi!
Sorry about that.
No, we're saving the winter snow for this week's winter challenge, which is a head-to-head between Jason and Otis in a downhill race.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic show. And if you're a fan of snow, you're going to love it. We've got it by the bucket load. In fact, we've got it by the mountain load.
Our challenge took us to the awe-inspiring high-altitude resort of Saas-Fee in Switzerland.
Our task was to select the best tech to help us win an epic alpine race. A high-speed descent from the top of the awe-inspiring Fee Glacier.
We would have separate starting points at an altitude of over 3,000 metres, but our paths would meet halfway for a head-to-head sprint finish. The tech we chose to help us down the mountain would be crucial.
But the first and the most important thing we needed to do before the race was sort out our transport.
Our choice of gadget would have a massive bearing on how we performed in the race, but we only had 3 hours to whittle down a collection of some of the best, most inventive snow transport around to one favourite each.
Oh, wow! Look at all this tech! I mean, what does this even do? I need to be aware that the decision I make could be the difference between winning and losing, so I need to choose carefully. Be serious, Otis. Be serious. Be serious.
Oh, hey! Oh, look at this bad boy! All right, that's my ride. That's my ride, Joseph.
Right.
Come on!
There were loads of different kinds to try out. Some were nigh on impossible to control, like the simple but fun Hammocks Mega Surfer. It's basically a big boogie board for the snow and proved difficult to keep on course.
Damn!
Others had dedicated steering handlebars, like the ski rider.
This thing is fast, but it's also a bit scary. Suspension at the front does take care of a lot of the bumps and whoops and things that are likely to bring me off.
But if I wanted to win the race, I needed something quick. I thought I could do better. There were some with really ingenious design features. I love this fused snow skate.
Uses a skateboard with 4 little skis.
The idea is that you ride it just like a skateboard and even pull tricks. But in reality, it was very difficult to get the hang of, and trust me, I'm no slouch on a deck.
Oh, almost.
There were even skis with spoilers to help you turn, like these rack skis.
These are great. I really like them. So they're set up with this aerofoil assembly on the back and this rudder, which essentially makes them easier to turn, but they're clearly not as quick as a longer ski.
I'd noticed that there are loads of snow gadgets out there with not 1 ski or even 2, but 3 ski trikes like this snowcross.
It's got a brake system in it. The steering on it, however, is absolutely atrocious. Me! If you just want to go hell for leather down a slope with absolutely no control whatsoever, then this is perfect.
That sounds like a lot of fun, that scenario right there. Dude, I've got to say, man, I'm about to try the real bad boy, all right? The Burton method.
The Burton method has aerospace-grade aluminium honeycomb at its core, making it the lightest snowboard in the world at only 2 kilograms. Not only that, but it has titanium alloy edges instead of the usual steel, which distribute pressure evenly along the edge for extra grip.
Oh, this thing's fantastic. It moves like it's just born for speed, this thing. You can really carve the edges as well. You can really get loads of control on it. Oh, 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 oh man. Oh,
How was it, dude?
It's
How was it?
fantastic, man. All that edge technology, all those exotic materials really do seem to work.
Excellent.
apart from the last bit.
Yeah, just that last bit, yeah.
I loved the method, and I really thought it could win me the race.
And I hadn't given up on my idea of ski trikes. In fact, I'd found something pretty extraordinary. The North Legion SMX, or snow motocross, was designed with BMX bikes in mind. With 3 skis for stability and 4 suspension, it's a surprisingly comfortable ride.
Here you go.
The great thing about the SMX is its flexible frame.
What's great about it is it's a lot more stable than a snowboard, more stable than a couple of skis as well. So you can turn very nicely to control your speed, but if you fancy a bit of speed, then all you have to do is point your nose straight down.
The frame is held together with bungee cords, so if you leave the ground over a jump, the frame snaps back to the centre as you land.
I think this is probably going to be the best one for getting down the slopes really quickly.
Oh, you
know what?
yummy pair again.
Don't be jealous of us being out there. It was so bitterly cold, wasn't it,
Frigid.
Dave?
On that glacier, -14.
Yes, but on the upside, you had amazing tech to test.
Amazing tech doesn't even come close. Look at this. Look at the controllability on this. There's so
Fantastic.
much manoeuvrability. I was in no doubt that this would bring victory to my very snow-covered doorstep.
Oh, yeah.
However, there may have been a slight chink in that theory, and it's this. Just check how light it is, Suze.
Wow,
The
that is super light.
Burton method, a true wonder of modern science. Titanium edged. Why? Because it's inert and it's very lightweight. Look at it. It's made of carbon fibre. There's all kinds of other exotic materials in it.
All right, so it's all very well having super light, high-tech, beautiful design, but are you good enough to use it?
I think the answer is hell yeah.
So, who would be the baddest bad boy out there where it mattered? Not in the
Bring
warm
the camera
studio,
over here.
on the...
Well, it's obviously
over
going
here.
to be me. Look at the tech I've got here. This is modelled on a downhill mountain bike. Excuse me.
Boys. Will you remember, out there on the glacier,
Yeah.
there is nowhere to hide.
OK.
Well, I mean, you say that, but there is the cable car station. I mean, it's quite big.
And there's that little cafe with the hot chocolate and that guy, big guy that gave you a glue vine rub there.
Yeah, apart from that, there's nowhere to hide. See you after the break.
And straight after that break, we all get to watch Susie and John trying to sing and dance as they test the best multiplayer party games you can buy this Christmas.
And Otis has a look around one of the most advanced automated homes on Earth.
Wonderful. That's everything I say.
Welcome back. Now it's time for this week's Top 5. And for this, I took the slightly brave move of inviting our very own John Bentley round to my house for some fun and games. John, being a gentleman, said that he would bring his backgammon and Scrabble set. And I said, no, John, I've got something much more energetic in mind. And he sounded quite excited. So as soon as he got through the door, we got straight down to it, testing the very latest party games. When it comes to hardcore gaming on the Gadget Show, John, Otis and I bow to Jason's all-round knowledge and passion. This is intense! But there's more to gaming than just huddling over a screen with a joypad and a bag of nachos. Now there's loads of party console games that everyone can join in and discover their inner gamer. John and I had been trying out the latest multiplayer games on the market that have been designed to appeal to the whole family. After some serious hardcore testing, we came up with our top 5 party console games. At number 5, it's Samba de Amigo. If you fancy a little bit of mambo in your life, then this new Wii version of the classic 1999 Sega arcade game will really get you ready to rumba. Oh, it's quite tricky. You use your Wii remote and nunchuck as a pair of virtual maracas, which you shake to match the beat of a collection of Latin and pop music classics. Oh, and this is a battle, John.
I think I'm winning, so I'm quite enjoying this today.
There's also a hustle mode where you have to do special dance moves or strike a pose at the same time. Pose.
Pose? Yeah.
And if you get bored by the 44 tunes on the disc, you can always download new ones.
Ooh. Hey! You're just concentrating on your dancing.
Did I lose? At 4, Just Dance is just the thing to get everyone up on the dance floor. Each track has its own on-screen choreographer that you have to follow, or not, in our case.
There's a wide range of music in the 32 tracks available, so Gran can sway to Elvis, while kids can get down to Calvin Harris. But for us, it was hammer time.
This is the most fun I've had dancing, but that's not saying a lot.
At 3, it's Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics, the first official video game of next year's Games in Vancouver.
You've got to do that spin and put your hand in the air when you do well. Okay, you have to jump round here.
Is that what Mario does?
Yes.
It's the successor to last year's popular Summer Olympics game and features all the regular Nintendo and Sega characters, all of which you can customise. There are 25 different events to choose from and up to 4 players can compete at once.
Oh yeah, I can definitely imagine this on Christmas Day.
It's very good, actually. It really is a very good game.
It's terrific fun and bound to keep you entertained till the start of the real games and probably for a long time afterwards.
I can't catch you up.
No, come on, come on!
At 2, it's SingStar Take That, the latest in Sony's popular SingStar series. No party is complete without an embarrassing round of karaoke, and this gave John and me the chance to hone our vocal skills in readiness for the annual Gadget Show party. With voice recognition and different skill levels, it's really straightforward to play using the wireless microphones as you sing your way through 25 of the lovable lad's greatest hits. You can also download new tracks from the growing collection at the Sing Store, as well as upload your favourite performances to My SingStar online. Robbie Williams, jog on. But at number 1, our favourite party console game is Buzz Quiz World.
This is good! It's exciting.
It's the latest and best in the hugely popular Buzz series, which lets you play with up to 8 characters. With 5,000 new questions, it's like having a really clever TV game show in your living room.
Yes! I love it. The reactions of the characters are brilliant.
And because this version can now personalise some of its comments, it feels really interactive.
I've depressing lack of movie knowledge.
And in true TV game show style, if you get the questions wrong, you may even get gunged.
You're going in. We should have more guns on our programme, I think.
That looked like great fun.
Oh, we had such a fun day filming. All really, really great fun games, but this one I like particularly.
YMCA.
It's all
The answer's YMCA. No, but I just got it.
It's completely addictive, isn't it? This
Yeah.
game?
What I love is the fact that technology often gets blamed for making people antisocial. And
This is interactive.
It is. Technology is about bringing people together. It's really sociable. And I can just imagine Christmas Day, Boxing Day, everyone playing Buzz and all the other
Absolutely.
games you reviewed. Great work. In fact, if you're a gamer, or if having seen Susie and John's top 5 this week, you think you might be a gamer, then maybe you need to check out my page on the Gadget Show website. You'll find it at www.5.tv/Gadget Show. Go to the homepage. There are various links to my site. It's called Jason on Games. There you'll find a picture of me holding my glasses, but more importantly, reviews of the latest and greatest cross-platform titles in video and written form.
Right, now, an incredible automated house that Otis managed to have a sneaky look round when he was in Dubai.
Yeah, we've done home automation before on the Gadget Show, but trust me, it's nothing like what you're about to see.
Created by eHome Automation, this villa in Dubai has a fully integrated computer control system built into its walls, meaning you can customize every electrically powered device in the property. The setup here allows you to control every aspect of your living environment. You can control the curtains, the lights, the temperature, the gates, security, the kitchen, the bathroom, even the bed. This particular setup costs £25,000 and it's all run from a central server that allows you to control everything using a variety of different interfaces, including wireless touchscreen tablet, intelligent LCD switches and a wall-mounted touchscreen control. But in reality, you only need to use one of those devices. For instance, I can control everything in this house using an Xbox 360 controller, which is great because before the eHome control system was put in, I had to use all of these. But my favourite way of interfacing with this system, which you can do via Windows Media Center, is talk to it. It has a personality, her name's Valerie, and I think we're getting on very well. Valerie, Open left curtain.
Successfully open living room left curtain.
Thank you, Valerie. Valerie, open right curtain.
Successfully open living room right curtain.
Oh, I'm so in love with her. She's wonderful. Not only does Valerie act upon my voice commands, I can pre-program her to essentially become a digital butler and tend to my every need. This is where the system gets even sexier. You see, the system can actually recognize different individuals as they walk into different rooms. I have an RFID device on the bottom of my shoe. At the threshold of each room is a reader. So when I come home at the end of the day, I like to sit down and watch a movie. I cross the threshold, Valerie knows I'm in my place and I'm ready to watch a film. I sit down, the curtains close, the screen comes down, the light dims, and she presses play. She knows what I like. This home automation system really can control as much or as little of your home as you want it to, even your bed. You set your alarm for 6:30. At 6:30 in the morning, your alarm goes off. You can't turn it off by physically reaching out and switching it off. You have to jump out of bed, you activate a pressure switch underneath your carpet, and it's off. However, if, like me, you're a bit of a lazy bones and you want to go back to bed, you can do. But if, after a predetermined amount of time, the motion sensors in the bathroom don't detect your presence in there to take care of your ablutions, Valerie will literally throw you out of bed. All right, Valerie. The system can also control the security of your home by monitoring motion sensors outside the house and capturing pictures of anyone who disturbs them. And all its functions can be accessed remotely as long as you have an internet connection. So, say you're working late at the office and have forgotten you've got a mate popping round, well, you can check it's them on the security cameras, let them into the house, switch on the lights, and then put on a movie to entertain them until you get back. And eHome have even developed their own iPhone app for the system. The interface looks exactly like that which you get inside the home, and it works like this. I'm gonna open up the curtains. There we are. As you can see, my lights are on, so I'm going to turn them off. And as long as you have a mobile phone signal, you can control your eHome from anywhere in the world. Off. There we are. Nobody's at home.
Hey.
All right, now, fair enough.
You and Valerie, man.
Can I just ask you a question, though? Seriously, do you want a woman that always does what you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Carry on. You set yourself up for that one, girlfriend.
Okay, now look, I know we've seen automated homes of one type or another before, but this is a first on Gadget Show. I am going to control the eHome from here in the UK over there in Dubai. We've got a feed from the eHome security cameras on the screen over there. You can't see anything right now, can you? So I'm going to illuminate proceedings for you by turning on the lights.
That's the living room.
Yep, that's the living room. Lights should come on any second. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's cool. That's in Dubai.
Fancy watching Gadget Show?
I'd love to watch
We're making Gadget Show.
Yeah?
Let me just turn on the TV there.
Hey! Hey, it's good tech, though, isn't it? It's
not
thousands
bad.
of miles. Brilliant stuff.
Valerie, back in the room.
Valerie back in the room and back in my life.
Right, time for another short break now, but after that...
Otis and I continue our challenge to select the best tech for a no-holds-barred, full-on race down the famous Fay Glacier in Switzerland.
And in this week's Wall of Fame, we address what has to be the ultimate gadget dilemma, PC or Mac. And one thing's for sure, whichever way it goes, there'll be trouble.
Welcome back. Now it's time to return to this week's ferociously competitive Winter Challenge.
You'll remember that Otis and I were in the Alps, ready for a big downhill race. The Swiss Alps, to be precise.
That's right. We'd been tasked with finding the best tech we could to give us the advantage in an all-or-nothing death all glory downhill race.
Yeah, preferably without the death bit.
That'd be
there,
good.
Yeah.
OK, so the boys had chosen their tech for the race. Jason had gone for this awesome snowboard.
Oh, it is the Burton method. Look at this thing. It's like something from an alien planet. It's edged with this titanium. It's got all kinds of really exotic materials that I don't really know the names of in the middle. And basically, it's very, very light and extremely quick.
Whereas Otis had gone for this shop mobility tricycle.
That's right. What I'd say... What, shop mobility?
I thought you'd missed that.
Oh, right, I see what's happening. The old ones are teaming up against the young ones. I see where your loyalties lie. All I'm going to say is, picture the world's fastest downhill skier. This will make me like him, or indeed her, to give me the edge I need for victory.
Well, I do hope you're going to win this race.
So right.
There's going to be serious egg on face.
Yeah.
OK, then. What else could they find, though? They got their tech to help them win the race.
Up on the Saas-Fee Glacier, temperatures were 14 below freezing, and our race would start at an altitude of nearly 4,000 metres. Conditions were harsh, even by alpine standards, and there were three main dangers in our race that we needed to combat with the best Gadget around.
We knew that we needed some navigation tech, and one area where ski mapping has exploded is in phone applications.
I'd gone for the iPhone, which has loads of snow sports apps, from simple free piste maps to apps which record all your boarding data or give you the latest snow forecast. But one in particular had caught my eye.
It's called iTrail Map 3D. One of the functions that you've got on this, which I think is really nice, is the standard piste map. However, there's something a bit more flash, OK? Press the button that says GPS, and what you get is a 3D map of the mountain. And if you zoom in and move your fingers around a little bit, you can see it's actually a proper scrolling 3D environment. Yeah. And even more exciting, using the GPS functionality of the iPhone, it'll map my position so I know exactly where I am and where I'm going.
I've gone for something similar, but I've decided to take a diversion away from all the iPhone malarkey. My app was called SatSki, made for phones using Android. I've got a piste map. Here's a neat little trick, though. I can navigate between any 2 points on...
Really?
Yes, on this piste. Yeah, find out the distance, best route,
nice.
And this is a function that I hope never to use. At the press of a tab, I can send my coordinates to a mountain rescue team, and they can come and get me should anything go wrong, which I'm hoping it won't. So I think, in terms of snow app smackdowns, I've won.
Could we organise it that I use that one?
That was the navigation sorted, but there were more challenges to overcome.
Apart from the obvious dangers of hypothermia and shrunken body parts, if we got cold in the race, we'd slow down and make mistakes. So we'd come to test out some toasty tech inside the glacier itself.
Dude, can I ask you a question? Like, I'm freezing now. I've had to take my glove off so I can actually use my phone.
Yeah.
How come you're doing it through your gloves?
That's because we all know that phones, when you're trying to use a touch screen, work only because of the conductivity of your fingers.
Yeah, of
You
course.
see, if you've got gloves on, it's impossible to use them. Unless you've got these are E-tip gloves. The fingertips of North Face's E-tip gloves are made from material woven with silver. The silver conducts electricity from the screen to your fingertips, so it can recognise your touch without having to lose your mittens. Look at that!
You knock yourself out. You're feeling warm, yeah?
My hands are warm, and I can use my
Is the
phone.
warmth from your hands radiating around the rest of your body, yeah? Yeah,
no.
because it ain't nothing on what I'm about to show you, boyfriend. Check out me, look. Press my controls, 1 bar. Quite toasty. Let's move it up to 2 bar. Now it's warm. Do you know what? 3 bar! There's a blizzard coming! Check out the 3 bar heat emanating around my back into the front of my chest, and I'm being deadly serious. Just touch that. Touch the warmth, man.
Oh, dude, you're on fire!
This mountain hardware refugium jacket has a battery pack which powers a network of heating elements and can also provide extra juice for your gadgets.
In the pocket, look, you've got this. A little USB socket so you can charge your MP3 on your phone.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's cool, man!
So you're experiencing whole body toastiness right now?
I'm toasting up, baby.
Well, you know how I get after a few minutes out.
Cold
because,
hands.
Yeah,
Bad circulation, though.
very bad circulation.
You're not.
Do you mind if I...
Well, kind of mind.
Can we just...
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to actually come back and let us out of here?
We still had one more danger to address, perhaps the most likely of all.
Ow!
Ooh. Now, you see, I'm not a fan of falling over, Jason, and I'm bound to do it during this challenge. So I've packed a very special ski suit. You see, it uses D3O technology, strategically placed in places where I'm likely to hit if I fall over, thin enough to not impede my movement.
D3O is a material which is flexible while you're moving, but on impact, its molecules lock together to absorb the blow.
You might want to think about that while you're bouncing your way down the slopes.
Dude, I don't need to. You know why?
Why?
I'm wearing a force field. Yep, I've got chest and spine armour. Check it out, man.
Oh, man.
How about that? It's shock-absorbent foam which spreads the impact when I hit the piste.
Very nice, Jason, but you see, you've also got to protect your head, which is why I've packed the Salomon Custom Air. Now, normally you use a twisty thing or you pull a couple of strands to make it fit snugly to your head. This, however, uses air bubble technology. Look at that.
Oh,
see
yeah.
that? There's a little
That's cool.
balloon in there, which you pump up using that. And it fits snugly and firmly to my head, giving me 110% protection.
Having chosen our kits, all we needed was a good night's sleep in preparation for race day, because waiting for us the next morning was a heart-stopping descent of nearly 1,000 metres of glacier in sub-zero conditions. No problem.
Tech smackdown.
Yeah,
Yep.
some really good closeout. I particularly liked these gloves because who wants to take their gloves off when they're on the slope?
Not me.
I think it's interesting tech is quite future-proof because a lot of gadgets are going down the touchscreen route, aren't
Yes.
And they work really well.
Yeah, they did.
OK, you know you suffer from the cold like I do.
Yes.
Try
You certainly
these
do.
on. These are Columbia Booga Thermo rechargeable heated boots.
They actually look pretty cool as well, actually.
I've tested them out and they do keep your feet very
Oh,
toasty.
they're warm inside.
Down to minus 32 degrees centigrade, completely waterproof.
Oh, why didn't you give me these when we went out there?
Well, if you fancy winning a pair of these boots and all the kit that the boys chose for this week's challenge, then tonight's gonna be a good night because we're giving it all away in this week's competition.
Yeah, and perhaps you'd like to road test these yourselves in the right environment. So we're also giving you a week's skiing holiday for 4 people in Saas-Fee, the resorts that Otis and I are racing in today's episode of the show.
This includes flight, lift passes and ski hire for the entire week you're out there.
And so that your tech dream doesn't end after the holiday, we are going to throw in some après-ski gadget styling. Yes, 60 gadgets that we think will give your life a comprehensive gadget makeover.
So, open your ears and be careful not to dribble, because here comes the full list of everything you could win.
As well as the skiing holiday for 4 in Saas-Fee, Jason's Burton Method snowboard, Otis's SMX snow bike, and all the rest of the skiing tech they use in their challenge, you could also win mine and John's top 5 party console games, a 50-inch plasma TV, a 32-inch LCD TV, a Blu-ray player and 20 Blu-ray movies, and a high-end desktop gaming PC.
An Acer Aspire Revo net top, a Canon Pixmar printer, a Heli Mission RC toy, a Panasonic compact digital camera, a Wii Fit, a DSi, and an Xbox 360, a PS3, a PSP Go, and a whole load of games for all the consoles.
A swap watch, a pair of Salomon walking boots, an Apple iPod Touch, a pair of Denon headphones, a Sony reader, a Rovio mobile webcam, a loaded Dervish longboard, a bulletproof USB memory stick, and a Marin mountain bike.
A copy of Windows 7, FX Home special effects software, a Yoga Gatekeeper Pico, a Flip Video Ultra, a Griffin Bluetooth headset, a flat light, a Dyson Ball vacuum, a Sony digital photo frame, and 4 tickets to the Gadget Show Live at the NEC in April next year, plus a limo there and back. It's a prize fund worth in excess of 16 grand, and to be with a chance of winning the lot, you'll need to know the answer to this question.
Which dog was traditionally used to rescue people in the Swiss Alps? A St Bernard, B a poodle, or C a Chihuahua?
To enter, call 0904 1616 555 or text A, B or C to 63555. Or you can send your answer, name and contact telephone number on the back of a postcard or sealed envelope to Gadget Show 18, PO Box 46556, London N1 0WW. Calls cost £1.50 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary, and from mobiles will cost considerably more. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 message at standard network rates. For rules, go to 5.tv/win. Lines close at midday on Monday the 7th of December, and 2 days later for postal entries. Of course, we'll show you the question again at the end of the show. Good luck. Right, next up, it's the Wall of Fame.
Throughout the year, we've been filling up the Gadget Show's Wall of Fame with what we believe to be the most iconic gadgetry of all time.
Yep, there's everything from iBo and Super Mario to the iPod and the pinball machine.
And this week we're tackling possibly the biggest dilemma in all of gadgetdom.
Yes, it's the battle of the computer giants. It's PC versus Mac.
The Mac versus PC debate is a feisty one. And despite being a dedicated Mac user myself, even I can see that there is one indisputable fact that means that PC has to go on the Wall of Fame.
In governments, homes, schools and hospitals, everyone, apart from trendy ad agencies, uses PCs.
Macs may be drop-dead gorgeous, but in 2008, they accounted for less than 4% of the worldwide personal computer sales, leaving PC with over 96%.
All around the world, gamers use PCs rather than Macs because the choice of games is greater and PC software and hardware is easier to upgrade. And because everyone else in the world uses PCs, you don't get the annoying compatibility problems when you try to share files.
That kind of frustration is reserved for the Mac user.
When the first proper PC was launched by IBM in 1981 for around £1,000, it was a bit basic and could only store a few documents. But soon, much cheaper and more powerful PCs were being churned out left, right and centre.
And cheaper computers meant computers that everyone could afford. And so began the PC's domination of the world.
And despite PCs being built by a myriad of different manufacturers, they nearly all run the same operating system software, Microsoft Windows.
And that is what makes PCs so accessible. We all understand Windows, which means that we can pretty much walk up to any PC in the world and know how to operate it. And that is incredible.
There are over 1 billion PCs in the world, a number that's expected to double by 2014.
Let's face it, we'd be lost without PCs. They changed the world forever, and that is why they have to have a place on the Wall of Fame.
So, Susie thinks that PCs should be on the Wall of Fame because they're everywhere. So rats and litter! Come on, people! PCs are virus-ridden bargain basement starter kits. Surely what PC owners really want is a proper computer. Oh, it's an Apple Mac. Look at her, isn't she gorgeous?
The first Apple Macintosh computer went on sale in January 1984 with a huge publicity campaign worthy of such a truly revolutionary computer.
It had just 129K of memory, no hard drive, and a black and white screen. But it was the first personal computer to be sold with a mouse. It also had a GUI, or graphical user interface, and this formed the basis for all modern-day operating systems.
To be honest, it was a bit of a flop, and Apple didn't really stamp their mark on the computer market again until 1998, when they introduced a brand new concept to computers: Style. With its trendy translucent plastic case and USB ports, the first iMac was a runaway success, with 800,000 units shifted in 139 days.
Apple had seen how important the internet would be, and once again they'd stolen a march on PCs by making sure that a primary feature of the iMac was its ability to connect to the internet easily. Once again, Apple was showing the world the way to go.
And while PCs were still beige boxes, Macs were machines you wanted on show, and they continued to be. All Macs launched in the last 20 years have one thing in common: they look flippin' gorgeous.
They've also got rock-solid build quality, a rock-solid operating system, and virtually no chance of getting a virus. Now, Apple users might not have the range of software available to their PC counterparts, but you can't fault the quality.
The iLife family of media software that ships with all Macs is quite brilliant, and this might sound weird to PC users, it all works.
Surely everyone deserves a Mac. There's no way you should deny this masterpiece its rightful place on the Wall of Fame. So come on, John, for all that's right in the gadget universe, put it on the wall.
An eternal debate. But as ever, a couple of questions. Jason, Macs,
Yes.
pretty innovative, easy to use, but you're stuck with Apple's hardware.
I know what you're saying, John, but the fact that these machines are produced by Apple and that you get what you're given is the very reason why they're so reliable and so joyous to interact with.
And Susie, PCs, basically, they're a bit rubbish, aren't they? I mean, They still come with all those unnecessary programs. They take ages to turn on. They've got all that antivirus stuff you need to deal with. Why haven't they got it sorted?
I don't know why they haven't sorted those problems out, Joel. I don't think that they're rubbish. People buy PCs because they're so multifunctional, and I think you'll find that a lot of Mac owners also have a PC, if not just for gaming, and he will admit that. So, you know, PCs, I think, should be on the Wall of Fame.
Ah, this is difficult, this is difficult. I mean, personally, I'm a Mac, and also I'm a PC, and I own both, I use them both, and deciding between them really is very, very, very difficult. But I must make a decision, and it is the PC, because they do represent what computers are for the majority of people, and also they're sort of like life, really, you know, if only because they are actually a sort of metaphor for human existence. I think they deserve their place on the Gadget Show's Wall of Fame.
Right, time for the last break in tonight's show now, but after that, we reach the climax of this week's Winter Special Challenge. It's Jason the Egg Bradbury versus Otis Anxious Dealey in a winner-takes-all race down a very scary and very slippery glacier. But who has picked the best tech? Find out in a few minutes.
Welcome back. Now, as you know, on this winter special, Otis and Jason have been arming themselves with the very latest and very techiest kit available, ready for a mad downhill race in the Swiss Alps.
That's right. As my transport, I'd gone for this, an SMX downhill snow bike.
Whereas I'd gone for this perfectly ordinary snowboard. Not on your Nelly! This is basically NASA, Ferrari, Porsche, all schwamped into one great big flat, super lightweight, downhill speeding snowboard thing with carbon fibre and titanium. Watch your ankle, watch your arm, watch yourself.
We'd also had our pick of the very latest sat navigation and wearable tech, so we wouldn't get irreparably damaged or lose our way on the slopes.
Your wrist okay?
Yeah.
And you've recovered from that titanium impact. Whoosh! Like
Two
that.
crazy men, one mountain, lots of snow, but only room for one winner.
All planning, practice and procrastination was over. It was time to put our tech to the test in our winter gadget race.
We would each be starting at different points, over 3,000 metres up the daunting 5-kilometre long glacier, an altitude so high it was hard enough just breathing. Or maybe that was just the nerves. It was with some trepidation that we waited for a phone call to tell us our destination. I have a hidden weapon in reserve, because I know Jason's going to pull out all the stops to try and win this. It's these, my Apollo goggles. Most goggles come with treated lenses so they don't fog up, UV filters, etc. These come with that, plus a little bit extra. I've got a third more peripheral vision in these, so I can see that sneaky co-presenter of mine if he tries anything sneaky.
Sneaky? Me? Well, actually, I did have something up my sleeve.
It's called the Whammo Snowball Blaster, and in theory, you pack the snow in the top here and use the snowball making device to get some snowballs, take one out, drop them into the loading mechanism there. Ah!
Then we just had to wait.
Oh, it's a call.
Hello?
Your destination is Marinia.
Marinia?
I'm going to Marinia.
Marinia was a cable car station nearly 1,000 metres below us, down several steep and icy glacial pistes. But we had to find it ourselves.
I opened up my Satski map and with a bit of help from my e-tip gloves, quickly found Marinia on the list of destinations.
And I opened up my iTrail map.
Fingers crossed it's on there somewhere.
But it was clear that the 3D map, however good the graphics, would be next to useless for navigation as it had no place names. So it was back to the 2D piste map, which doesn't plot your position.
Well, I wish there was some way of just inputting the name on this app and actually searching for my destination, Marinia.
Meanwhile, my app had already plotted my route. Okay, I knew exactly where to go and I was off like a shot. That's me! I should go!
I was still plotting my route manually, but eventually I had it.
Okay, I got it. I see it. Go, go, go! Woo-hoo-hoo! Come on!
I needed to make up some time now, and I was relying on my Burton board to do it.
This board is amazing. It's a quick board. One of the ways in which it glides over the snow is by using Teflon, the stuff on your non-slip frying pans.
Teflon is the most slippery substance in the world. It's partly made from fluorine, which repels other molecules. That means almost no friction, and that means it goes like the clappers.
Meanwhile, I was bombing along on my SMX.
Get the speed on, baby.
I just hoped I could keep my advantage over Jace.
Him on his snowboard, he won't be going quite as quickly as I am on the downhill bit.
He needn't have worried. I was about to go a lot slower.
Oh, wow, wow!
Fortunately, I had my force field armour to protect me.
A year ago, without this body armour, that would have really hurt, but it protects my entire spine and all of my chest, so I'm okay.
That fall had cost me. Otis was already at the point where our two routes met and checking the route on his phone.
Okay, I've just paused now. I just want to find out where I am exactly so I know I haven't taken the wrong route or anything.
Little did I know, Jason was not far behind and on the attack.
Whoa, I can see him there! This is where my tactics comes in. This is where I can use my gun.
Perfect, check that out.
I checked he had his goggles on, then let rip.
Oh, yes! Hey! Hello, my son!
Even with my supposedly wide-angle goggles, I didn't see him coming.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Come on, my son! Come on!
My icy missiles had thrown him, and I zipped past.
We reached the top of the next summit with only meters between us, but the hill below was fiendishly steep.
Woo, that's steep, baby.
If we were going to make it to the bottom in one piece, we'd have to slow down.
I may have an advantage here in that I can turn more easily, I think.
Jason was right. My trike, which had felt stable on the straight, just didn't have the same slicing edges as the Burton, and for a moment I lost my nerve. I didn't feel confident it would give me the necessary grip on such a steep, icy slope.
Woo! Concentrating, concentrating.
But Jason was opening up a gap, and this was a race. I threw caution to the wind, took a very deep breath, and pointed my machine straight downhill. I wanted victory. This was now a flat-out drag race.
Round the next corner, I was a full 5 seconds ahead, but Otis was making like a downhill racer and closing fast.
Come on, Jace. He's definitely gaining on me, there's no question about it.
I'm catching you, Bradbury!
I was going flat out in a desperate attempt to catch Jason.
Come on!
We could both now see the cable car station and the finish line. This was going to be close.
Yeah! Victory's mine!
I'd won by a matter of meters.
I'm fed up of making that noise. At the end of every
I actually
challenge.
like doing that. Yay!
Congratulations, great race.
Thanks very much.
I tell you, some of the slopes look like that sheer.
I have never been down slopes that steep.
Yeah, seriously.
Walking, let alone
Yeah, I
going
know.
down on one of these.
I agree. I think you were at a disadvantage there because your centre of gravity is always quite high on that. Whereas at least on the board, when it got a little bit hairy on those really steep slopes, I could tuck it a little bit, you know, and I felt more stable in that respect.
Yeah, some great tech, some great clothing tech as well you found
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
How
great,
hot are you
great
feeling in
gear.
that right now, baby?
I am absolutely boiling in here. In fact, I feel like I'm one of those boiling the bag curries.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. Put your hand in there, love.
No.
Check out.
Okay,
Go and treat yourself. You've been working hard. It's been a long episode.
Oh, that is quite warm. Are you hot anywhere?
Yeah,
On that note, I think it's all we've got time for this week's show, so we'll see you
job.
next time.
See you next time.
Next time, it's the one you've been waiting for. It's the Gadget Show Christmas Special.
We'll show you all the very best Gadget presents around and tell you how to get them cheaper.
Not bad for a few minutes' effort.
Jason and I compete to find the best gadget presents for girls and for boys, and then we try to pick the coolest gadget to get your hands on this Christmas.
You ready for this? Hey?
Wow!
How cool is that?
Otis has some brilliant advice on saving real proper money on your Christmas shopping, and we'll show you the top 5 Gadget stocking fillers this year.
It's the Gadget Show that everyone has to watch. Your Christmas just won't be as good without it.
That's next week, but right now, before the credits roll, remember to enter this week's incredible competition. As well as all the tech you see flying across your screen right now, we're also giving away a skiing holiday for 4 in the Swiss Alps and 4 tickets to next year's Gadget Show live exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham between the 8th and the 11th of April, including VIP tickets to the Super Theatre and a limo to take you to the show and drive you home again afterwards. It's an incredible prize fund worth over £16,000. And to win with the chance of winning it all, you'll need to know the answer to this question.
Which dog was traditionally used to rescue people in the Swiss Alps? Was it A, a St. Bernard, B, a poodle, or C, a Chihuahua.
To enter, call 0904 1616 555 or text A, B or C to 63555. Or send your answer, name and contact telephone number on the back of a postcard or a sealed envelope to Gadget Show 18, PO Box 46556, London N10WW. Calls cost £1.50 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary and from mobiles will cost considerably more. Text costs £1.50 plus one message at standard network rates. For rules, go to 5.tv/win. Lines close at midday on Monday.